from his studios in New York, it's time for Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Here's your host, Dan Tortora.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. Always an honor and a privilege to be joined by the many guests that we've had here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and always happy to add someone to this group of wonderful people, especially in our community of Central and Upstate New York, and of course beyond. And Clay Sherman came out to see us. Coach Q and I have a coaches show every month during the season at the PressRoom Pub, and Clay came out with his father-in-law-to-be and introduced themselves to us, came out early, hung out and whatnot, and just showed a lot of support. And Clay has been supporting the show, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and what we're doing here with Dan Tortora Broadcast Media for a while, so I can't thank him enough for that, but it was great to finally meet him. And in February, which just passed, I can actually call February last month, believe it or not, because we're already through into March. But last month, Clay got the nod that he would be the Bryant and Stratton head coach for women's basketball for the first time ever, making history for Bryant and Stratton. And I could not be happier that Bryant and Stratton, first and foremost, has a men's and women's basketball team, but the fact that, we have these people in the community that are already coming out and supporting and already, doing the things that they need to do to attach themselves and bond. And so it's an honor of mine that Clay decided to come out and see us and hang out with us for a little bit. And, it's one of, I'm like Q, we don't feel like we deserve something like that. We just want to help the community. And when we see that, it makes you feel like you're doing something right. So it is with great welcoming here and jubilation that we get to say that Bryant and Stratton has a women's basketball team and Clay Sherman is their coach. So let's bring him on to the show for the first time ever. Clay, how are we doing today?
Hey, how's it going, Dan? Thanks for having me on. Good morning.
And happy to have you here, man. I mean, what can you say about, just this opportunity and taking this job? How did it all come about? How did it all come to fruition? Because this is a new program. It's something that was decided upon recently here. So, I mean, for you, tell me how this all got started.
I heard about the job opening. I've been pursuing collegiate coaching for a while. So I've been following all the postings and everything over the course of the last couple of years. And then, I saw the posting in Syracuse. I saw that it was a new program. And this is actually the exact area I was looking to move. And it looked like a fantastic opportunity. I was familiar with Bryant Stratton College. I actually interviewed last year for a track and field physician job at the college. So I was just looking to get my foot in the door there, and went through an interview process, met the guys and everyone at Bryant and Stratton through that process, and then stayed connected. I met Coach Dan Tortora in the fall, talked a little bit about his program, and just met him, and then followed their program through their first year with the men's program. And then, interviewed for the job. It went really well, and, I got the job. I'm super pumped about it, really excited to get started, and doing some recruiting right now. And like I said, getting ready to get it going.
And when you have, this opportunity for you, like you said, for this to come about and to hear about it, kind of get around it and want to be in the area, just what it means to you to start a program. Because, this is something that only one coach will ever get to do in the history of a program, is be the person that opens the doors. What's that feel like?
Oh, it's definitely special. And, something that my athletic director told me, Nick Dimitrievsky, he said, you can make it as big as you want. And, just having that type of support, that type of belief from my AD is, it just, like you said, I can make it as big as I want. So, the opportunity's endless, and I'm going to run with it. I'm extremely passionate about this opportunity. I'm extremely passionate about basketball, and getting an opportunity like this in the Syracuse community with some support from the community, it's just it's a great opportunity with endless potential, and I'm just pumped to get it going.
Speaking here with Clay Sherman, who has been named as of February 2019, the women's basketball head coach at Bryant and Stratton. You said you were around Dan's program and the men's basketball program, and just what you took away from, Bryant and Stratton's men's basketball first season, and, how you picked Dan's brain and kind of how he went about it, because he got to make history this year and you get to make history this coming season.
Yeah, the men's team, they're very competitive in a lot of their games this year. They had a great season. Dan, had the guys motivated, had them bought in, and just seeing, how he had his players engaged, the way he interacted with them, how, they're working towards those team goals, how the players as well felt, very special to be a part of a program. And, just representing Syracuse is just, an excellent opportunity in itself. And, Dan's been extremely supportive to me, and he's been a great guy to work with my first few weeks on the job. So, he's been really helpful because, he went through this exact same process last year of recruiting an entire team and bringing them in a season. So he's been really helpful, and he's been a great guy to work with.
And, Dan Frisina, just what you could say about, how he was. Did he have an open door approach? Did he kind of, welcome you in with open arms? How was that experience of the first time you got to meet him?
Oh, yeah, he brought me right in, and, he told me about his program. He told me about the team goals, and, like you said, he had that open door approach where I felt welcomed right away. And, he like you said, he brought me right in, and I saw what he did, and he was just, extremely, extremely helpful for me. And he's continuing to be as I'm planning out my recruiting process, planning out my trips and stuff, getting ready to go down to the city. And, yeah, he's been great.
Speaking here with Clay Sherman, the head coach, first ever head coach of Bryant and Stratton, Syracuse women's basketball for the Bobcats. Clay, I got to ask you about this. I'm a big fan of logos. I'm big on logos. This logo, because sometimes when a team starts out, it's very basic, it's very plain, and then it grows as it goes. I am a fan of this Bobcats logo. This is something that I would put on something, wear it, buy it. I think that you should get me a T-shirt. I think that's where my head's at, Clay. I think I need to get some apparel. But
the logo is definitely tough. The Bobcat, they actually recently revamped it. The Bobcat's scary. The colors pop. Yeah, I will definitely hook you up with some gear for sure.
Now, what do you think about, and what is it, in your opinion, what is a Bobcat? When you're going out and you're selling this on the road and whatnot, how would you describe what a Bobcat is? Why is it scary? What is special about it? Because you have to embody what this is, and the team's got to put this across their chest. So what's a Bobcat?
A Bobcat is fierce. It doesn't back down from competition, and it has that killer instinct.
And you had the Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and, having that killer instinct's huge, You go out there and you don't back down from anyone. You trust your preparation, you trust your training, and you go out there and you execute.
And when you look at going out there and executing, you had the opportunity of the last couple of years to be the head coach of Chazy Central School varsity boys team, and you also had experience at Clinton Community College with their athletic program. Just what you could say about, pulling from those experiences and how those experiences are helping you now, what you're taking away from them.
Yeah, both experiences were slightly different. The Chazy boys, so I got to be a head coach for basketball. That was my first experience as a head coach in basketball. I worked with them for 2 seasons, and it just managing games, learning how to manage games, learning how to work with different personalities, and really work on my X's and O's to basketball. And applying that to practice and working on specific things from, you learn a lot from playing games and then you apply that to practice and really learn what you need to work on. And then working at Clinton really allowed me to evaluate the junior college game, and that's going to be really helpful to me right now because I'm looking at junior college schools and looking to recruit from those schools. So it gave me a good base of, it gave me a good background in the junior college field and what players are, potential recruits I'd like to bring in. And, also, give me that collegiate college experience and see, what the level of competition is like at that level. And, being in the USCAA, we're going to be able to play junior college teams as well. So it just gives me that good background knowledge in terms of recruiting players from that level and then setting up games versus teams that would be competitive games for us.
Speaking here with Clay Sherman, women's basketball head coach for Bryant and Stratton, as they head forward here into their institution, into basketball. I mean, this is happening. The inaugural season will be coming up here, folks. The USCAA, for people that don't know, describe what competition. I know you said you'll be able to play some junior colleges. Just what the competition is comprised of, who you're going to see on your schedule when you're in the USCAA.
Yeah, so the USCAA is it's a national governing body that provides intercollegiate athletic competition on the national level, but it's a dual affiliation with the NAIA and the NCAA Division III. So teams from junior college, we're allowed to play teams from junior colleges and also Division III basketball teams and other USCAA teams. So, and then I believe there's 26 teams in the USCAA Division I women's basketball conference, and then the top 8 teams get an at-large bid into the national tournament. So, I would like to compose a competitive schedule for next season, and then do very well, and then hopefully get one of those at-large bids, get into that national tournament, and then that's a new season in itself, and then hopefully do extremely well in that tournament, and hopefully be competing for a national championship.
And when you have, like you said, the ability to play, Division III, NCAA Division III teams as well as junior college teams, I mean, that's a unique situation to be in for a school. So just what you think about the fact that you'll have the NAIA competition as well as the NCAA competition and what that can do for you in that kind of special circumstance that you'll have at Bryant and Stratton.
Yeah, I mean, it will definitely it'll give us the opportunity to create relationships with different levels, different coaches, different programs, and it'll give us experiences playing against those different levels, which will allow us to see exactly where we stand between NJCAA and NCAA and NAIA. It allows us to see exactly where we stand, and the goal is to be competitive at every level. And it doesn't matter what level of competition you play against. If you're playing college basketball, it's going to be quality. And teach us that mindset of it doesn't matter who we're playing. We got to bring it every night, and kind of like we said with the logo, you got to have that killer instinct. You got to play with a fierce mentality, and not back down, be ready to go and execute.
So where's the recruiting world for you? I know you talked about some things here early on here, but what is the region? Where are you looking? Where are the Bobcats kind of planting their feet down when it comes to recruiting?
So definitely Central New York, Syracuse area. I would love to bring in some kids from the local community, get them at Bryant and Stratton, because it's a great opportunity to play ball, get a great education, a great career-focused education in Syracuse. And at the same time, I'm going down to New York City. I'd love to pull some kids from the city. There's a lot of talent down there. And then also from junior college transfer kids, just providing them 2 more years to play basketball. We do have bachelor's programs here and athletic scholarships available. So, using those 2 things to get junior college kids that do have that collegiate basketball playing experience. So, I will be looking for leadership from that level, kids that have, those leadership qualities, bringing that in, because that's going to be massive in a first-year program is, how are we going to bring in leadership into a first-year program? And I'm looking for the junior college transfers to do that. But yeah, a combination of Central New York, New York City, and then junior college kids.
That coming from Clay Sherman, Bryant and Stratton College women's basketball, their first ever head coach as he gets set to start things off here and really had his first official day very recently. Clay, how do you sell Bryant and Stratton College? What's special about it? What's good about it? Why should somebody go there and play on the women's basketball team as well as get an education there?
I believe the resources, the support from the college is just, the biggest selling point. From financial aid to the admissions to all the coaches, you just feel the support right away. I have myself, and I know the students do as well, but everyone's in it together, and we all have the same goals, and that's to provide our student athletes, provide our students with great education that's preparing them for careers, preparing them for the real world, and setting them up for success. And then from a basketball standpoint, you're coming into a first-year program whose goals are to be nationally competitive, whose goals are to, provide, successful season to an already rich tradition of athletics at the university. Our soccer programs are extremely competitive. The men's team's been to the last 4 national championships. So it's a school that believes in athletics and has the support there. And our student athletes do extremely well in the classroom. They do extremely well on the field and courts. And, it's all about the support. It's one community within itself that everyone has the same goals. Everyone's there for each other. And we're working to succeed and teach that winning mentality that carries over from the court to the classroom to life.
And Clay, what did they tell you when they brought you in and wanted you to be the coach here for women's basketball for Bryant and Stratton College here in Syracuse? What did they say about the important, why did they want to have basketball programs? Why did they want to have men's and women's basketball? Because, obviously Dan Frasina just finished up season 1, as we spoke about. You're going into, season 1 that'll be coming up, which will be his second season. What did they say about why they wanted to bring this in and why they felt like it was a good decision to have basketball?
I believe because, student athletes are typically great kids, and, just adding more kids, more high-character individuals to the campus is just going to boost our campus in general and bring in more, quality people to the college atmosphere, and that just, carries over to what Bryant Stratton's all about, just bringing in great people surrounding the college community with, high-character people that care about each other and are, willing to work with each other and just, really adding to that family feel on campus. So, just bringing in a program, a women's basketball program is just a great idea to, yes, boost the Bryant Stratton College. From a marketing standpoint, just, we're looking to be successful. We love sports here. We love athletics at our college. And, the support that athletics gets from the Syracuse community is huge. And also just the people that, a sports team brings in. And that's just going to make our college much more exciting, that much better.
That coming from Clay Sherman. Clay, before I let you go here, you had the opportunity, as I said at the beginning of the show, to come out to the PressRoom Pub, and you wanted to make it a point, as well as your soon-to-be father-in-law. I wanted to come out and see Coach Q and kind of introduce yourself. Why was it important for you to get in front of Coach Q, and what can you say about what he said about you? Because he obviously took it upon himself during our live show to have a moment to shout you out and really speak on his desire for your success. So why come out to the show, and then what did you think about what Coach Q had to say?
So, I wanted to put my face in front of, the best coach in the area at the highest level. And, your show provided a fantastic opportunity for that. And, I wanted to meet him. I wanted to learn from him. That's the main thing. I wanted to get out there, listen to what he had to say, and just learn from him. And, the fact that he did that was so special to me. Like, I have the chills. I have the chills right now thinking about it. Just the guy at the highest level, the coach at the highest level, is just the most genuine, sincere person, and he's, willing to welcome the new guy in town with open arms and show that his support, and that just speaks volumes of, the type of person he is. And, it's just amazing to think that, the Division I coach in town was willing to, give me a shout out, give our program a shout out, and, just be super genuine and supportive of a new program. And that's just, really exciting to me because, this is a first-year program, and it's just all about the community. It's all about the support from the community, and the fact that we have it at the highest level just shows that the opportunity's through the roof. And like you talked about, we're going to be winning national championships together and, have a parade down Erie Boulevard. That was so cool when he said that. And, now I better go out and build towards that goal and execute on it. But, he's just, super supportive, and that really meant a lot to me and meant a lot to our college. And, I'm just very thankful for that and grateful for that. And it was a great experience, and I thank you as well. That was absolutely amazing.
Well, I mean, we do whatever we can at Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora to, speak to whoever has this. I believe everybody has a story, and I believe everybody should have the opportunity to tell that story. Now, your story is interesting because becoming a head coach of a program that's never existed before, and at the same time you're embarking on something in your personal life in getting married that's, has not been done before. What can you say? Which one is scarier? Which one is kind of causing more emotion, so to speak, because you're doing two huge things at the same time, and my kudos to you for that. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, I wouldn't say either is scary. I would say they're both exciting, and getting engaged to my fiance Caitlin Gagan is, definitely the most emotions. She's an amazing girl, and I'm very lucky to have her, and the support that she's shown since I've met her has allowed me to get to this point in my career. And without her, I wouldn't be here. And with all the emotions, with all the excitement and anxiety for the new program and the new opportunity, she's my backbone 100%. And, no matter what I face with this new opportunity, with this career, I know I'm going to have her at the end of the day to support me and give me advice and, tell me when I'm doing things right and tell me when I'm doing things wrong. And she's going to be that honest backbone for me. And I know no matter what I face, I'm going to be able to overcome it because of her. And, I'm just blessed to have Caitlin in my life.
What does Caitlin think about this job, this new opportunity you're embarking on? What did she say when this came about?
Oh, she's ecstatic. She grew up in East Syracuse, so this is her home. And she was really the one that after college, like, I knew I wanted to coach, but I knew it was going to be a process to get to this level. And she really pushed for me to pursue it because she knew I was passionate about it. And so I stuck with it, and she was ecstatic when I got the opportunity, and, she's going to be my biggest fan, no doubt about that.
And, and if I've learned anything in 16 years of broadcasting and almost going to be 7 years of having this company, it's that, you have to have your ride or die. You have to have your support system. Do you feel like, because as a coach, it's such a unique world. Your job is never really turned off, and there's never really an off season. So, what do you think about that? And how does she feel about the unique situation of, what you do is something that is happening all the time? That ride or die approach is important when it comes to the world that we live in.
Oh, absolutely. And, it's something that we're both passionate about. She was an athlete herself. So, we're always talking about sports. We're always watching sports and stuff. And, I always get excited about talking about, recruiting and everything. And she loves to listen, and she loves to give me that advice. She's my best source of advice. I truly value everything she has to tell me. And, she's honest. She's 100% honest all the time. And that's what you need. And especially from a ride or die, you need to know when, like I said, you're making mistakes or when you're doing things well, and she's not afraid to tell me either way.
Well, that's obviously something that's important to have Clay Sherman here with us this morning. Clay, I want to thank you for, being a part of the broadcast and everything you've brought together. I want to do something really quick here. You saw Q and I do this, and it's something that I've had for years on the show called Rapid Fire. And so I want to put you on the hot seat, but I'm going to let you put me on the hot seat. So I'm going to ask you 3. You're going to ask me 3. I'll ask you my 3 first. You can ask me your 3 second, whatever you want. Are you ready to play the game?
Okay, let's do it.
All right, Clay, tell me who would play you in a movie, and what would the movie be called? What actor would play you, and what would be the name of the movie?
Ooh, that's tough. I'm going to go with, I'm bad with actors, but I'm going to be a little confident with this. I'm going to say Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Okay.
And Ball is Life would be the name of the movie.
Ball is Life. Okay, fair enough. My second question for you is, what's one embarrassing moment from your life that you're willing to tell us?
One embarrassing moment. I'm trying to think of a specific moment. I probably have plenty of them. I just don't have the best memory, but one specific moment. I'm having trouble with this one.
All right, I'll
come back to that one.
Yeah, you can come back to that one. So I'll ask you this: what Let me think here. If you could swim, I like this one. I asked Coach this one. If you could swim with sharks, electric eels, or piranhas, which one would you choose and why?
Ooh, probably definitely a shark because, I mean, like you said, eels are electric. Piranhas, you don't want to mess with them. And I guess with a shark, you have a chance to punch them in the nose and possibly scare them off. But, I mean, I guess that's the best option out of those three.
Tough thing about it is we feel like we can punch them in the nose, but when you're in water, everything slows down. So
That's true. That's very true.
So let's go back to the embarrassing moment. What do you got for me?
So all right, one came to mind from hoop when I was down at hoop group. I was walking out of the gym, and a car pulled up to me, but it pulled up like very slow. And it was dark. It was completely dark out and pulled up very slow. And I was walking, and they're kind of behind me. And they started to roll down the window. And I just took off sprinting because I was afraid because I had no idea. It was like super suspicious how they pulled up.
Yeah.
And then I looked behind me, and they were just looking to ask me a question. So I turned around and went back to the car and spoke with them a little bit. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I was a little spooked.
Threw all your papers and you screamed, "Not today!" And then they're like, "We just wanted to know where the local Wawa was. That's all we wanted to know."
Yeah, the Wawa, man, that's the spot right there.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I mean, there's a lot of good ones out there. So you got 3 questions for me. We're speaking here with Clay Sherman, Bryant and Stratton women's basketball, first time ever coming into existence. He is their first head coach, and he is here with us this morning on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We're playing rapid fire. You can now ask me 3 questions live on radio that I have to answer. Go ahead.
Okay. Jeez. So, I mean, what type of questions are we looking for here?
Anything.
Are we anything?
Literally anything. Yep.
Okay. Okay. So, what's your favorite food at the PressRoom Pub? That's not a wing.
Oh God. I love the wings there.
They're amazing, so crispy and flavor's great.
I told you the salt and pepper. You listen to me. So
yeah, they were on point. That was a good call.
Thank you. So let me think, and that's what I got that night too. Let me think. What's my favorite? Probably Frank's got so much stuff in the kitchen. Shout out Frank Bell. I would say his New England clam chowder because he puts bacon on top, and he puts bacon on top of the New England clam chowder, and then he puts fried clam strips on top too.
Oh wow!
And it's so everything he does is like
amazing.
Just a little bit different. But Frank is like he's like that chef you would see in a big like a New York City, but he's here in Syracuse, and I think we need to do everything we can to keep Frank here because he's awesome. So I would say
the food was incredible.
I would say the New England clam chowder.
Okay. All right. Second question. Well, did you play sports in high school? Yes. Or college? And which sport was your favorite, other than basketball?
So I played. I mean, basketball is the one that I played growing up. I played baseball a little bit, and I got hit by a wild pitch in Little League right above my kidney. So that made me not want to play baseball at that time, and I was playing baseball and basketball, and basketball just kind of stuck with me, and I played it through high school, and I had an opportunity at college, and I ended up broadcasting instead. So I mean, it just kind of worked out that way. But I mean, I love basketball. I mean, I could 100% can go out there right now, condition the hell out of myself, and want to play again. I mean, it's just something that I love, and I really hope I get an opportunity to do something on a court somewhere because it's been with me since I was 3 years old.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, last question. Jeez. So we're not. Just thinking.
It's not easy to be a broadcaster.
Oh, definitely not. I definitely need some practice. I'm gonna come prepared next time. Next time we're on the show, I'm gonna have way better questions. I'm gonna be ready to go. But jeez. All right, 3 questions. Last question. Oh, man. All right. So Coach Q asked you about working out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you work out?
That's
not the question.
Yeah. Okay. So my thing is, I don't like going to gyms. If I'm doing something, I like to do it in the house. So like crunches and riding the stationary bike and doing this, that, and the other. Like I like to do stuff, or I like to have it where like it's me, it's personal, and because I work so much, I kind of like the fact that I can like jump on the bike in the house type of thing.
Okay. So my question was going to be, what type of exercise is your favorite type of exercise? So cardio, like HIIT workouts, strength and conditioning, strength training. That was going to be my question.
I would probably say cardio because that's the one that I feel like I want to work on the most. So I'm making it my favorite. So I would probably say cardio. I consider myself a strong person. I know that. I mean, I just moved my mom into a new house and was her muscle for the last 4 days. So I think the strength is there, but I think that the cardio part of it is something that I definitely want to work on more. Hence the bike and all that good stuff. So I think that's where I'm at. I guess that would be my thing right now.
Yeah, and that's cardio is much easier to do when the weather warms up and you can get outside and do it with some nice weather.
Yeah, so now I'm trapped in the house with a bike, but it's all good. It'll be okay. Yeah. Winter will be over on May 12th. I've told everybody that. I want people to know Puxatawny Phil is a terrible liar. But with that being said, I'm very happy to have Clay Sherman here on with us. Just found out very recently here, just had his first day on the job, that he is the Bryant and Stratton women's basketball head coach here in Syracuse and for the first time ever in existence for this program. And Clay, thank you for your support of the show. Thank you for your support of what I'm doing in my company, coming out to the press room and seeing that. And obviously, you have my support, you have Q's support, and you have this community. And we're hoping for nothing but the best for you. And I'm looking forward to following you on this journey and seeing how you build this thing.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate all the support. It was an honor to be on the show. And like you said, I mean, I appreciate the community support and everything you do. And without guys like you, without you broadcasting and having your show, stories like mine wouldn't be told. So I can't really express how important and how much that means to me. So thank you so much.
Well, I'm just happy that there's good people in the community with stories to tell. So God bless to you. God bless to this program. I hope you all do well, and I know you're getting started with everything, but definitely keep in touch. I know we will, and I look forward to talking with you soon.
Absolutely. We'll talk soon. Thank you so much.
All right, take care. That coming from Clay Sherman once again. Bryant and Stratton College in Syracuse. They are the new school as far as basketball goes on the scene with their men's team and Dan Frisina, who have finished up their first season, and now Bryant and Stratton College, the Bobcats now have a women's basketball team who will be going into their first season. So big ups and a big thanks to Clay Sherman, and thank you to all the kind words that he had to say. Once again, it makes you feel like you're doing something right out there, and makes you feel like what you're trying to get across is getting across. So thank you to Clay and much appreciation. And as we started the show off talking about the crazy dating scene that we're in now, Clay describes having his soon-to-be wife, this ride or die, in a very nice situation. Sounds like he has somebody very special. So shout out to Clay for finding 1 out of the 10 people that are good. Yeah, there's a very small amount of those great ones, Clay. I'm happy you got one. So, hopefully they'll start to multiply somewhere in this world. And, I don't know, maybe I'll find mine in Egypt on some pilgrimage or something like that. Maybe I'll just, I feel like maybe I'm just going to let the beard grow at some point and just do the show from the road. And I'm just going to get a camel. I'm going to go to the Sahara, and I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to have some missionary trip or something like that, and have some fun with it. I feel like that's my next step is to go out with my long beard and join the desert. But thank you so much to Clay Sherman for joining the show.